What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be learning this song For You by Aidan Gallagher. Real quick before we get into it, I would like to ask that if you find this guitar tutorial helpful, that you please consider subscribing. That would really mean the world to me. Now let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. This song starts with an E major 7 chord. To play an E major 7 chord, you're going to place your index finger on the 7th fret of your A string. Your third finger is then going to go on the 9th fret of your D, your middle finger on the 8th fret of your G string, and your pinky finger on the 9th fret of your B string. That's the first chord. That's an E major 7. Second chord we have, we're going to place your third finger on the 7th fret of the A string. Your first finger is then going to bar across the 5th fret of your D, G, and B strings, like that. And then your middle finger is just going to go on the 6th fret of your G string. That's the second chord we have. Third chord we have in the verse is a B major 7 chord. To play a B major 7 chord, we're going to place our index finger on the 2nd fret of your A string, our third finger on the 4th fret of the D, our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and our pinky finger on the 4th fret of the B string. That's a B major 7 chord. Notice it's the same shape as the first chord. Okay? This chord then slides up, and we're going to place our index finger, we're going to bar it across the 6th fret of our A, our D, our G, and our B strings. And then our third finger is going to go on the 8th fret of the D string, with our pinky finger on the 8th fret of our B string. If you'd prefer, and it's easier for you, this is just a matter of personal comfort, you can also place your index finger, instead of barring it, just place your index finger on the 6th fret of your A string and your middle finger on the 6th fret of your G. That's less comfortable for me, but maybe experiment with that and see which one is more comfortable for you, okay? So now let's talk about picking pattern. The picking pattern stays the same throughout the entire song, so we'll start on the E major 7 chord. Start with your thumb on the A string, okay? Then your middle finger on the G. Then you play your thumb again, your index finger on the D string. So far we have. Then you play your thumb again on the A, your third finger on the B string, your thumb again, and then your index finger on the D string. So we have like that. I'll do that slowly. I'll do it again. Faster now. And it's about this speed. After doing it twice for the first chord, you go straight to the second chord. The picking pattern stays exactly the same. Third chord, again, that one you did twice through the picking pattern. But the third chord we do 3 times through the picking pattern. And then you slide up, and this last chord, the 4th chord, you only do the picking pattern once. So the entire verse will sound like this. So I believe in the verse you play through that chord progression 4 times, and then we're into the chorus. The chorus starts on an A flat minor chord. To play an A flat minor chord for this song, I like to wrap my thumb around so that I'm hitting the 4th fret of the low E string. Then my third finger comes down on the 6th fret of the D, and my index finger bars across the 4th fret of the G and B strings, like that. Same picking pattern, but this time your thumb is not going to be on the A string, it's going to be on the low E string. Everything else stays the same. Now alternatively, you could also play this chord like this with a bar across the 4th fret of all of your strings with your index finger, your third finger on the 6th fret of your A string and your pinky finger on the the 6th fret of your D string. Again, same picking pattern. Then you go to our trusty old E major 7 chord. Same picking pattern here. Then we go back to the B major 7. Now the B major 7, we're going to go 4 times through the picking pattern this time in the chorus. So, that's for the verses and for the choruses of this song. Now let's talk about the bridge. The bridge starts with, it's kind of like a B major 7 chord, like what we did earlier, but instead we're going to take our index finger up to the low E string. And play that 2 times through. Then we're going to the same chord just with an E. So we're just going to take our index finger off, playing the low E string. That repeats 4 times. But on the 4th time, instead of just staying on the B major 7 over E or whatever you want to call this, after you play through the picking pattern once, you just place your index finger back down on that 2nd fret of your low E string. And then we're into the outro. Now the outro is going to be going between the B major 7 chord and the E major 7 chord. You do that 4 times. That's 2. That's 3. This is 4. And here we then go up to an F sharp major chord. To play an F sharp major chord, you're going to place your index finger on the 9th fret of your A string, and then bar your 3rd finger across the 11th fret of your D, G, and B strings. Hold that there for a second, and then we go back to the B major 7 chord and just strum it out. And that is how you play For You. If you have a song request, comment it, dude. If you wish to be notified of future videos, hit the bell. I sincerely hope that you are well. Please do me a favor and hit that like button blue. I'd really, really appreciate it if you subscribe too. I hope this video has been a blessing. You've been watching Logan's Lessons.